I'm Darren with Akshon Esports, and this is Akshon Recap, the show where we highlight various ongoing stories within the esports community. Now that Stage 2 has come to a close, some Overwatch League teams like the New York Excelsior are taking a much needed break, with their players getting the opportunity to return home to visit their loved ones, while others like the Shanghai Dragons are working harder than ever to come together as a team with their new additions as they prepare to break their streak of defeats come Stage 3. As part of their brand building efforts, the NYXL will also be paying a visit to New York to meet with fans and learning what it means to represent their city. According to a report from NYXL Saebyeolbe and the team will be heading to the home field of MLB's New York Mets on April 2nd to make the ceremonial first pitch in their game against the St. Louis Cardinals. In other news, South Korea will have another chance to defend their World Cup title for a third year in a row, as Blizzard announced earlier today that the Overwatch World Cup will be making a return for 2018. Similar to previous iterations, this global tournament will consist of 4 group stages and culminate with the top 8 making their way to Southern California later this November. To qualify for the World Cup, Blizzard will be tracking the average skill rating of each participating country's top 150 players from now until the end of the competitive Season 9 on April 28th. The countries with the top 20 average rating will qualify for their respective regional group stage. The 4 group stages this year will be held in France, South Korea, Thailand, and the United States. The national teams of each of these regions will automatically qualify for the World Cup, bumping the number of participating teams to 24. However, if one of these 4 already qualified teams make it to the top 20 of the qualification round, the 21st ranked country will then take their place, and so forth. In May, a selection committee will oversee the player tryouts for their country's respective World Cup representatives, which will once again be created for each country. These committees will consist of a general manager, a coach, and a community lead. The general manager will be selected by Blizzard, while the top 150 players from a country will vote for the coach. The community lead will be selected by a vote by all players in the country. In other news, former Miraculous Youngster support player Yan Creed Xiao will join Shanghai Dragons' Overwatch League team as part of the team's new coaching staff. The Shanghai Dragons have been having difficulties with the coaching staff, with the controversial U4 taking most of the heat for the team's failures. With U4 having stepped down earlier this month, Creed will be working alongside coaches Kong and RUI. Fans of the Dragons are hopeful that the new coaching staff lineup and the additions of Sky, Geguri, Fearless, and Ado will be able to bolster the strength of the team and help them to break their losing streak and put on a strong performance in their Stage 3 debut against the Dallas Fuel on April 4th. Now, on the topic of the Dragons, Geguri, who landed in Los Angeles last week, sat down for her first Overwatch League interview with ESPN, where they discussed the pressure she feels to perform, as she is not only representing Shanghai, but like it or not, has also been thrust into the inevitable position as someone tied to the title of being the first woman in the Overwatch League. Quote, "I feel immense pressure. It's my understanding that the other players and I were brought onto this team so the team could improve and actually win. If we don't, I feel like there is going to be a lot of backlash that might come from that." Now, for something a little different. Last week, Tencent, one of China's largest tech conglomerates, announced the launch of the King Pro League, a professional competition for their hit mobile MOBA title, Honor of Kings, a game which boasts over 55 million active daily users and was so popular that was adapted to a Western version known as Arena of Valor. This league will follow a city-based franchise model similar to China's League of Legends Pro League, where the teams are associated with their own city. The 12 teams have already begun competing in this year's spring split, which is divided into an Eastern and Western division, in the cities of Shanghai and Chengdu respectively. It is uncertain if Tencent plans to implement a buy-in system for these teams in the future, but there are reportedly plans to expand this league up to 8 cities depending on how well the first season performs. While the franchise model of the Overwatch League has yet to take off in the respective team cities, China has already experienced great success this year with the LPL localization model, with teams like Snake boasting a passionate fanbase that shows up in droves to their games and makes up a sizable portion of the stream viewership during their team's game days. Tencent will act as the host of this year's 2018 KPL season, but the league will also be sponsored by Chinese smartphone company Vivo, McDonald's, and Shanghai Pudong Development Bank. The prize pool for the spring split, which began March 21st, is 12 million won, which comes to approximately $1.9 million. There are already major endemic Western esports organizations such as Team Liquid, SK Gaming, and Immortals who have taken note of the popularity of the game and have subsequently invested into forming teams as part of their venture into the mobile esports scene. Whether or not you like League of Legends or have even heard of Honor of Kings, it will be important, especially for Overwatch fans, to keep an eye on how the esports franchising model is developed in China for a glimpse at what might be something that becomes the norm in the West. And with that, that's all for this installment of Akshon Recap. If you enjoy our content, Check out our website at actionesports.com to stay up to date on the latest matches, highlights, and more. From scores, match history, and specific game info, we've got you covered for all things Overwatch esports. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out our channel for more action-packed content. Also, like and share this video, and click the subscribe button to join our notification squad. Thanks for watching.